Okay, Cara Ellison, one of the writers for Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, has a bit of a history in the wonderful world of, well, the internet. And the internet does not forget who these people are. And lots of articles here on kind of person she is, what kind of game critic or reviewer she was for Kotaku, Eurogamer, all these other websites, and not looking too good in terms of what kind of wokeness you're expecting out of their next vampire game. Now, that's not to say she's not a bad writer. I haven't actually read anything she's written, and most journalists do have a good command of the English language. So, hey, we could get something good out of her. A lot of writers and creative types I know are very open minded, and that's good. The problem isn't her writing style and the topics she likes, it's her attitudes towards some of those topics. Because when you think of a writer, especially like Harlan Ellison, he's a guy who's very open with everything. He has lots of sex, he has lots of violence. It's very important for him to express himself as best he can. So I don't think he's been around to care too much about intersectionality. He was gone from us last year. So whenever you find someone like this, you're like, okay, this is a very big warning sign. Let's see what else we've got to go on here. Okay, so as soon as you see anyone's Twitter profile, you know, nice to show off you're a writer and this and that. That's great. This is the problem right here. Anytime you see that, you know exactly what kind of person they are, what their politics are, what they're going to say about men and women. Not necessarily about video games, but in general, you know where they go, mentally at least. So, and yeah, she could do all these wonderful posts and things about what happened last night and everyone had a great time. That's good. I mean, I'm happy for her. She's on the team. She's working with other talented people. Good on her. However, this is where I sort of, well, let's just go through it. This is the Hotline Miami 2 wrong number review on PC Gamer. And let's just read a bit. Let's see what she has to say. So last year, a top-down melee machine of a game was released. It was neon, vibrating, and crushingly violent. You could feel the crunch of your avatar's crowbar up your arms, that blinding flash of an insulin rush, mash every 1980s style henchman into a pulp with a selection of throwaway weapons at super speed. Yeah, it looks like a Smash TV clone. Looks pretty cool. Again, I haven't played this game, don't know, but see, she seems to like it. Playing Hotline Miami 2 is darker, murkier, grubbier. The simple elegance is complicated by the pressing of an embroidered narrative into what is an overstitched kill complex. She really likes all this violence. Wow. The environments are more visually detailed, the suits more splattered, and the rooms more cluttered. The weapons are slightly more exotic. I picked up a chain at one point, certain of my brutality, but previously your descent into gangster hell was a little tourniquet holding the levels of Hotline Miami together. Okay, she really likes the game. She likes the narrative. Everything is cool. Now, it seems like the characters are, in an unwelcome way, attempting to leap from the screen. I'm not sure how that's a bad thing. Different characters take the lead now, each with their own killing style, and first up is Pig Butcher. Okay, so you obviously control the character of Pig Butcher. Finishing up the tutorial, I'm certain that I'm playing more of a game I like. No, love. She loves this game. I've wiped the place of guys, watched them crawl around hopelessly in their own guts. Wow, she likes killing guys. And watching their guts just, get sprawled out there. I get to the final room. There's a girl that it seems germane to hit like the other dudes. Finish her. The game says, oh, I guess she really wanted to hit that girl. I feel conflicted. She's, okay, so she is conflicted about hurting a girl. I see. But it'll be over soon. I stroll up to finish the job. Instead, the control is taken from me by the game, and my character, the Pig Butcher, pins her down and drops his trousers. Okay, well, that seems pretty visceral, pretty adult. This is exactly the kind of game she seems to like. I'm on the show floor of Res 2013. Okay, so she's doing it at the show floor. She's not in her safe space or wherever she does these things. It's a place where I feel welcome, a quiet place. Really? This is a place where everyone's playing games is a quiet place, all right? Where my friends and colleagues chat smiling in low voices, but now a sense of alienation is creeping over me. So you feel alienated by playing a violent game where there might be the depiction of rape. That's what it looks like. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. It looks like it's going to happen, but it hasn't actually happened. I feel resentment. This is what those hordes of gamers who constantly hound the academic Arnita Sarkeesian, creator of Tropes versus Women in video games, barrage her mailbox with. I have never met one person who's ever emailed Anita Sarkeesian for something like this. I mean, why would anyone want to talk to her? Whelps of wretched stomach lining. Whelps. That is not the right verb for, unless you're giving birth to stomach lining. I don't know what she's going on. Hey, she's a woman. I don't know. Maybe she's giving birth. She knows more than I do. This is how they feel when someone points out that games are sexist. No, this is not how they feel just because you have your own subjective experience. Your feelings are yours and yours alone. This is it, I think. I am feeling betrayal. What are you feeling betrayal over? So the violence of killing men, and you couldn't kill a woman even though you're about to. You didn't like that, and then you're about to rape her, and it still hasn't happened, but you still don't like that. I feel betrayed by something I love. I feel betrayed. Oh yeah, that sprite really betrayed you with his top-down trousers coming off. I don't know. I'd feel kind of betrayed if the male wasn't masculine enough, but again, I'm just a guy. That's just me. Stay with me while I dissect these feelings. Oh, joy. I can't wait to listen to a woman who dissects her feelings. Feelings I do not want. Oh, even worse. We have to sit through this. I certainly want someone to blame for this betrayal. Yourself. You can stop playing the game at any time, lady. You're in public at res. Just I don't like it. Walk up. Stand up. Done. Because it hurts. That's something I enjoyed so much would be this problematic. Okay, you have no problem slaughtering dudes, but 5 seconds or whatever of implied rape is just problematic for some reason. And why would it be problematic? I thought you're big into sexuality and these depictions of rape, so that you know that rape is bad. Like you'd have to tell a story with rape in it in order to tell the message that rape is bad. And here's a depiction of rape, which makes you feel bad. That's a good thing. This game is doing exactly what you want it to do, to tell you that rape is dirty and bad and feels bad. That's a good message to share with the average public. Not to say they're all going to get the same feeling, but that's the point. So upsetting. I'd like to blame Sarkeesian. What? For making me aware that this happens in the games I like. That doesn't make any sense. She had nothing to do with this game. But it isn't her fault that I am aware. Okay, so you're not completely stupid. That's good. And it starts to make me feel incredibly hypocritical. You liked the violence, I think. You did. You loved it. You loved it. You love killing guys. And you're admitting to it, you think. You liked, as the game says, hurting people. You didn't just hurt them, you killed them. Why do you feel ugly now for playing a game where your character rapes a woman? Well, again, we don't know that he did. It's implied. It hasn't happened yet. It looks like it's going to, but it hasn't happened yet. It isn't even graphic, but implied. Oh, so she knows it. She knows it's implied. This is all in her head. She is literally angry with herself because of her imagination, not because of what happened in the game, but because of what happened in her imagination. That is a new level of I wouldn't say stupidity, but maybe projection. She's projecting onto herself. That's amazing. And then she says, these are pixels, Cara, just pixels. Not to be confused with the actual movie, which would probably give her even worse imagination projection feelings. But it's because I identify as a woman. I don't know. Here's an idea. Since you can identify as a woman, why don't you identify as a chair? And that way you wouldn't feel bad because, it's all in your head, right? So identify as a wet fish. Identify as a white wall. And all your problems go away. You see, you've created the problem in your mind, and now you can solve the problem in your mind. It's that easy. The woman in this game was exoticized by her tokenism. I don't think the depictions of females in a 2D Smash TV clone are exotic. I've played Double Dragon back in the day. There were women, they weren't exoticized. They might have had some weird 80s fashion sense, but that's about it. And her tokenism. Everything in a game is a token. Your idea of a woman, like we're talking about what's referred to in philosophy or metaphysics as token type distinction. So there's the token, the actual instance of a thing, and the type, which is the idea of the thing. So everyone knows what a quarter is, but it's always different in every country based on their currency. So the idea of a 25-cent piece is the idea of a quarter. Same idea with a woman, same idea with a gun, with a chair, with a floor tile, with the wall. Everything in the game is a representation or a token of the idea of something. You could say the same thing in reality, I guess, but I guess this is a word that the feminists have appropriated for their own meaning, and it means more than what I know, so who knows? Again, she's a woman. No male character in this scenario was singled out for rape. Yes, but every single male character was singled out for murder, and it was caused by you, and you are the murderer. It it has made my safe space. It has made my safe space where I am a powerful thug who isn't accountable to anyone, no longer safe. I want this sentence to sit with you. It has made my safe space where I am a powerful thug who isn't accountable to anyone, no longer safe. So a powerful thug who goes around killing people, who is you, no longer feels safe in your head over dropping your pants and having the scene just not do anything. Like she's literally frozen time and talking about this one scene of, in her mind, she's a powerful thug that kills people and is about to rape someone. This is amazing. I've never met someone like this. I mean, you got to be a really good. I mean, this is why she's a writer. I mean, she can project so hard, and her command of the English language is not amazing. I mean, these words are kind of stupid, but you know, she can use the words any way she likes. It's fine. I have been forced to identify with one person. No, you're not. You have not been forced to identify with anyone. It's all in your head. No one has forced you to identify. You can easily identify with a chair. It's so simple. With one person, the game has given no agency. What does this mean? With the one person, you are the player character. You are going around killing. Or she's talking about the female, the token female. Well, you're not playing as her. You're not playing as this chair. You're not playing as this round thing. You're not playing as. You're playing as the guy going around shooting people. That's pretty obvious. My agency has been removed not only from Pig Butcher, okay, that's the character you're playing, but agency was never given to the woman I now identify with, not even AI. Why would it be? They're NPCs. Why would you identify with this guy on the ground? He's a target to kill. He's an opponent. It's the point of the game. It tells you pick up the shotgun and then go kill some more. I don't think she's ever played this game, or she's using the word agency wrong, and expecting that she has to control all the characters. It doesn't make any sense. Your arsenal has expanded. Hotline Miami manages to convey seediness well in 2 dimensions. I agree. It totally has. That's amazing for a game of this color palette and content. It's got adult themes. It's awesome. How can you enjoy yourself in a game if you are a victim of every brutal crime and not the perpetrator of them? That's a good question, but that's not in this game because you are not the victim. You are the person doing the crime, even if it is implied rape. So I don't know why she's asking the question in reverse. It sounds bizarre. It sounds like something you'd ask if you were like using materialism, dialectic materialism by Marx, but you know, maybe she hasn't read Marx. Who knows? A horrible question, but it's about freedom, power, and who gets to have those things. Well, I'm imagining most games and stories are power fantasies, and this is no exception. This is a sensationalistic one where you're going around shooting everyone. So you have the freedom, you have the power, and that would be the player character. So this is a pretty simple question. I don't know what she's so lost about. The sexual violence at the end of that tutorial will single out a fifth of the female audience who have experienced sexual violence. Okay, first off, there is no sexual violence. It's implied, or it hasn't happened yet because she froze the scene. We don't know if that's going to happen. Again, this is a stat. We're guessing there's a fifth of the female audience. I don't even know if that's based off the sales of the game. We don't know if that's based off the real-time data of people who are female who are playing the game, and even then, you'd have to actually talk to those females to see if they have experienced sexual violence in this regard. I'm thinking about them when I turn back to the game. Again, she's inventing a whole demographic of women or female audience who may, or people who may identify as female. They could be all men. You never know. I mean, if she can identify as a pixel or a sprite, I don't see why people can't identify as anything else. So Pig Butcher drops his trousers, and the director at the side of the screen yells, "Cut!" Wait a second. Pig Van, well done, but don't be afraid to be rougher. And you there, Blondie, you need to work on your femininity. Act more helpless and scared. You know, more girly. Okay, so it looks like this is a fourth wall break. And instead of the creator or writer of the game or developer of the game saying, "Oh, you know what, I'm going to commit to rape," he didn't actually do it. He chickened out. To me, as a writer or as an audience member who knows about fiction, if you're going to have rape, do it. Go do it properly. Don't skimp. Don't make it fake. You know, don't give me some B-movie crap. Go in visceral detail. If you can do violence, you can do rape. But he didn't. There's literally no depiction of rape, as this is all a fourth wall break. And it's literally a director from the side going, "Hey, you know, act. Don't actually do it, but act like you're doing it, because it's all a stage set piece. That's what it looks like." But that doesn't matter to Cara. Cara doesn't care, because you know what? This framing comes too late. It's already in her head. She's already used her imagination, even though this scene literally took seconds. And this whole writing is in her mind. That's how good a writer she is. Horrible journalist, but look at the writing. She just blew up on the page here. Hotline Miami 2 has already used her for shock and power. And you know what? It has been successful. I bet she learns a great lesson on how to depict rape. I think it's going to be really great when she writes about vampires and non-vampires. I think it's going to be really great. Video game women who are not real don't get very many other roles to play but the helpless damsel. I guess video game men don't get very many roles other than to play the helpless target of your violence. So what? I played the rest of the excellently constructed murder. I love these two sentences. I played the rest of the excellently constructed murder simulator demo in silence and left feeling uncertain of why I was so upset. It was because I was manipulated. You know what? I think that's amazing. For someone to feel manipulated, and that's all she has to say about that, that is amazing. She has learned a lesson. She is going to be an amazing author. She knows how to manipulate people by breaking the fourth wall. And you know what? If you can do that with Malkavians, breaking the fourth wall like that, more power to her. So you know what? This could be a great mix of crazy leftist feminist agenda and crazy interpretation of murder, and using, if she writes Malkavian, I think it'll work. I could be wrong here, just maybe. I could be crazy. I could be talking crazy stuff, but it could just be great for her and the game as a whole. So props to you, Cara Ellison, for being a nutbag and being the awesome writer you just hopefully might be.